Hi, I'm John, and today I have a couple models from Atlas. So let's go over to the workbench and take a look. Alright, so here's what we're looking at today. These are HO scale 40-foot plug door boxcars from Atlas. On the website, they have a whole bunch of different paint schemes, including an undecorated one for $23.95, several decorated ones for $28.95, some Billboard style ones like these for $32.95, and then they have, I think it was 3 different special paint schemes that are holiday paint schemes. Those are for $39.95. Your best bet, as always, would be to go to the website atlasrr.com and see if they have the one you're looking for. Since there are 2 of these, we're going to take a look at both of them, and we'll go through the first one in some pretty good detail, and then we'll kind of skim over the second one. I expect that they'll be pretty much identical except for the paint jobs. So let's take a look. Alright, so I decided to go with the Pabst Blue Ribbon first. Why? I don't know. It's more colorful than the Schlitz one. So anyway, I do want to mention these are from Trainman. That's Atlas's budget line. As such, they're not going to have ultra super detail that blows you away. But I will say that the paint and markings on this are nothing short of perfection. I did notice as I was looking at it more carefully with my magnifying visor that there looks to be a little, I don't know, discrepancy down here in this red stripe that goes behind the blue ribbon. And it's just a surface detail sort of protrusion there. And it looks like the red didn't quite get into that little gap right there. So there's a little white gap. It's not a big deal. I don't think most people from normal viewing distances would even notice it. But I did see it there and thought I should mention it. So, but anyway, looking at the car itself, you'll notice that the ladder detail on the right side here is molded, but it's treated with a red, it looks like a pad print probably, and it does look almost like a separately applied part. Actually, all the detail on the side of this car, like these grabs on this side, are also molded. It's a molded tack board. All the door detail is molded, but it's done in a way that actually looks good. And some of these molded pieces, like over here, there's a grab for, to the side of the door, basically. That's also molded, but they put this red mark on it so that it separates from the white background. And I also noticed that all the writing is legible on this. Like you can see the build date was actually August of 1960. So pretty cool. Let's take a look at the brake end. So taking a close look at the brake end, you'll notice that the brake wheel is in fact a separately applied part. And then the ladder is a molded detail, as is the brake platform. And something I should mention about this car is that it does have body-mounted knuckle couplers. The AN looks similar with molded detail, including the ladders and tack board. And as I mentioned before, the Accu-8 knuckle coupler. Looking at the roof reveals that the roof walk and end platforms are actually a separately applied piece. And they look like photo etched metal, but I'm pretty sure that's actually made out of plastic. But I wanted to show you because I think it looks really good. And this is the kind of roof that has these little designs on it that take weathering real nicely. So this looks like it could be a fun car to weather. Taking a look at the bottom real quickly, you can see all this brake detail is molded in. And I mentioned before that these are body-mounted knuckle couplers here and here. Something else that's pretty cool is that these do have either friction or roller-bearing trucks depending on the prototype, which I thought was a pretty cool thing. And you can tell from this angle that it comes with metal wheels. Alright, so this is the bottom of the Schlitz car, and you can see again all molded details. It's like I said before, they're going to be practically identical, but since I have both here, I'm going to go around on both of them and show you what's there. The roof detail is similar on this one. This looks to be all one piece that's separately applied. And again, looks like it's plastic, but the way it's done, it almost looks like a metal piece. So they did a good job with that. Looking at the A end, you can see that there's molded tackboard and ladder detail. And of course, it has a similar knuckle coupler as to what's on the Pabst car. So the brake end, as with the A end, has molded details, including the brake platform. The brake wheel, however, is a separately applied piece. All right, looking at the side of this car now, something I noticed is that the logo is not painted or printed over this little nub. Remember on the other one, there was a little discrepancy in the red right here? Well, that doesn't happen on this one because there's no printing over it. It's just a nice clean nub and a nice clean print on the logo itself. Again, with this car, everything's legible. I could see that this was also built in August of 1960. That's the build date on it, down over here. And then something I really like about these cars is that the molding around the door and the door tracks, it all looks like separately applied stuff because it's done really well. This Billboard style rolling stock really harkens back to a different era, doesn't it? I think there's something really nostalgic about seeing a billboard on the side of a boxcar like this. And it kind of makes me think about changing eras so that I could have that kind of stuff eventually someday when I have a layout. Anyway, great job, Atlas, and I'll see you next time.